Well, Ryan, a major week is always such a big week, and great to be back at Southern Hills, a venue that hasn't been seen since 2007.
Yeah, no, I haven't. This is my first time to play it. I came a week and a half ago with Scotty and my caddy James Edmondson and a friend of ours, and saw it for the first time. So I didn't know what to expect. I'd never seen it, so it was cool to see some of the tee shots, and they weren't kidding. It's they call it Colonial on steroids, and so I was able to kind of think of it that way, knowing I play Colonial a lot. And but I love it. A lot of tee shots set up for my ball flight, and I'm excited to be here for sure.
So Colonial on steroids, I love that. What similarities do you see then between the two courses?
It's just the old school dog legs. It's not very short, so it's going to play pretty long. But mainly just the old style, tree line. A lot of, like I said, dog legs. Not very hilly, pretty flat. But like I said, I never saw it before, so I don't know what it used to be like before. And but I love it. It's the greens are going to be demanding. The slopes in them. They're kind of upside down bowls on a lot of them. So you're going to control your ball. I mean, you can look at a lot of the greens at about a third of the size just by where the slopes are.
Okay.
And so, the key is just going to keep it, below the hole, obviously, and then, hit as many greens as you can.
Yeah, let's talk about the greens, because that's really been known as the defining feature of Southern Hills before the renovation and after as well. But we talk about the undulation and how important it's going to be to hit your spot. What are the shaved areas like at the side of the green? Are you going to get a lot of run out if you do miss?
Yeah, right now they're not running out terribly, but it's all the same. The Bermuda around the greens. And so, I did a lot of chipping today, and you can chip it pretty, let's say, easy, but it's just controlling your chips. There's certain spots where the pins are going to be, and just give yourself the easiest chance. And there's going to be a lot of balls rolling off. I'm assuming it'll get firmer and faster throughout the week.
Yeah.
So again, it's just putting in the right spots. I mean, there's going to be some areas probably, chipping up to the hole is going to be easier than putting from back right or something.
Okay.
So, but I'm excited for the challenge, and it's going to be a fun week. Weather looks good, and maybe a little chilly this weekend, but other than that, it's going to be a great week.
Yeah, and the wind as well, which I always think of you when it's windy, because being a Texan, you're used to those conditions anyway. So let the wind pick up. And it was great for you last week in Dallas with a T5 finish. Congrats on that.
Yeah, thank you. No, it was a week needed. I've been playing well. The game's been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Tee to green, everything's been going well. Just I hadn't had the result that I needed. I've shot a lot of good rounds, but I just haven't been able to put it all together for 4 rounds. And to go out last week and finish top 5, being at home as well, but just on a golf course where you had to shoot lights out, and that gives me more confidence in my game, knowing I went out and had to shoot low, and knowing I had to, and I did it. So the game's great where it's at. I'm excited about it. I got right back into it today, playing 9 holes. So no, it's I'm looking forward to a lot of good things moving forward, and I keep telling myself, this is just the beginning. I'm just getting started. So a little late run. So I'm excited.
Well, we actually spoke to Jason Duffner a few weeks ago, and he was talking about the fact that the competition is so tough out there now, and it's so hard to win, let alone finish in the top 10. And he was talking about the fact that he's been taking a bit of confidence, and you've been on tour for such a long time, but you just seem to be going from strength to strength. What's the motivation to always improve and to kind of increase your confidence to compete out there?
I mean, you kind of said it. The motivation is to always improve, and it's finding those areas in my game to improve in. And a lot of it, just I love to play the game. I love to work at it. I love to practice with Randy Smith at home. I love to play golf at home with buddies. There's always something I'm always wanting more and more out of it, and I love to compete. And there's a little chip on my shoulder. I love kind of being the old guy playing well still. I love the fact that I'm in my 19th season, and so a lot of that comes with I'm proud of what I've done, but I still feel like I can do a lot more. I know I can win. I feel like I can. It's a matter of just happening. So last week was a huge step, getting back to the winner's circle. So, a lot of good things ahead of me, and it's going to be a fun run.
You obviously, you teamed up with Scotty Scheffler for the Zurich Classic, and you guys share the same coach. You said that you went and played Southern Hills with him before. What do you guys are friends. It must be great to see everything he's achieved, and that has to, obviously, having him beside you, give you a good boost as well.
No doubt. I mean, I've known Scotty since he was in high school, and watched him kind of grow into a player. Practiced a lot with him in college days, and then he fought hard on the Corn Ferry Tour, and then his last few years on the PGA Tour. And then, it was a matter of time when he won. I kept saying it's going to come in bunches, and he's proven that. So, but when I play with him and George Spieth and these young guys, that's a big motivation factor for me. Just I learn from them as well, and I also kind of like to pick at them that I'm the old guy, and these 25-year-olds are my mentors now, kind of. But no, they teach me a lot about my game, where it's at, where it needs to go, and then I take little tidbits from their games and watching how they attack, how they plot their way on golf courses, and that's helped me playing the Zurichs with Jordan and of course John Rahm, and then playing with Scotty. There's a lot you can learn from watching these guys, and I've taken advantage of that.
Yeah. There was so much talk that how good you are at recruiting your partners, but hey, these guys have to get something from you as well. I'm sure they're getting a lot of tips from you out there.
Yeah, that's right. They got to learn from the old guy if they want to be out here this long. So, no, it's fun. I mean, like I said, they're good friends of mine. We play a lot of golf together away from the tour. So, and when it comes time to Zurich, and I pose a question, and they all say yes. So when it's come time, so. I guess you could call me a good recruiter.
You joke about being the old guy, but yeah, I mean, you've got distance. That side of your game is definitely not slowing down. No part of your game is. But how important is distance off the tee going to be this week at Southern Hills?
Yeah, it's gonna play a big part. There's a lot of big holes out there this week. You're gonna be hitting a lot of mid irons and a few long irons. Depends on the wind too as well.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of holes where you're going to get some wedges, and that's what I like is unique and kind of compared to Colonial is you get a lot of wedges at Colonial, but then you have a few holes that they have some teeth to them, and you're hitting a lot of mid to long irons. But and the rough's not crazy, but it's just there enough to cause some issues with that Bermuda rough and the flower lies you'll get. So, but no, I mean a long driver is definitely going to benefit your game this week, and the way I'm hitting it, I'm getting it out there pretty good, and I'm hitting it, straight off the tee. So that's going to be a big advantage. And the winner this week is definitely going to drive the ball better than all of them.
Okay, and you talked about chipping as well. Jordan had said that it's going to require a lot of delicate little chip shots and creativity around the greens. That's going to be as important as the distance and keeping it in the fairway.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, if you can hit the greens and keep your greens regulation high, you're gonna have a chance. And when you do miss the greens, it's missing in the right spot, so you don't have to worry about those delicate chips like he's talking about. And if you can keep it as easy as possible, but yeah, you're gonna find a lot of chip shots that are damn near impossible to as delicate as they come. So it's a matter of not avoiding those big misses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about 18? Because Gil Hands, who did the redesign, calls it the quintessential finishing hole and talks about how difficult it is. What's 18 like?
I played it a week and a half ago, and I think I hit 5-iron into it. Of course, it was real soft and wet. But, I'm going to play the back nine tomorrow. But it's the tee shot. You can get down close to the creek and give you a shorter iron, but it can roll down into the water as well. So if you play safe up to the left side of the fairway, you're left with a longer shot, and it's elevated, and it's never easy hitting a 5, 6, 7 iron to an elevated green. So if you go play 18 and 16 total shots, you're going to make up 2 or 3 on the field. So that's the goal.
Yeah. Elk says he thinks the hardest hole on the course is number 2. What do you think about that?
2's. I heard guys talking about 2, and my tee shot sets up perfect. I mean, you've got the creek on the left side, obviously, in the big tree, but I could take it the tree all day and hit a little cut. And I'm like today, I hit had 153 to the hole. And so even if you leak it in the right rough, you have a chance to run it up on the green. So I think 3 is a more demanding tee shot than 2. And that's going to be the huge tee shot, I think, coming down on that front 9. So, but no, I mean, one's not too bad. Gives you a little nice fresh start. But then, 2, 3, and 4, you're hitting a lot of strength in the golf course.
Okay, well, it's going to be an entertaining week. It always is. And for you, fantastic entering the second major of the year with confidence after that great finish at home for you last week. So hopefully it's got all the makings of a great PGA championship for you.
Yeah, and I'm excited. It's a good stretch. I was playing well last week at home this week, and then heading back to my home course, Colonial. So a lot of fun weeks ahead for me. So we'll keep this train rolling.
Keep it going. I love it. Right, Ryan, thank you so much. I appreciate the time, and you have a great week this week.
Thanks, Diane. Take care. Thank you.